Discover how pre-leak defense technologies are transforming film security. From watermarking to zero trust models, protect your content before it reaches the wrong hands, and safeguard your creative, financial, and reputational assets from the inside out. Read the full article to explore actionable strategies for your next release. Imagine waking up one morning to find that your film, meticulously crafted over months or even years, is already circulating in full HD across encrypted Telegram channels and international piracy sites. Not a teaser, not a trailer, but the entire unreleased film, freely accessible to thousands, perhaps millions. We hadn't even premiered it, and yet people were already watching the pirated HD version in droves. This is not a fictional scenario. It is a recurring reality in the global film industry. The emotional toll is immediate. Creative teams feel violated, producers are left scrambling, and distributors enter crisis mode, issuing takedown requests and activating legal teams. But the financial damage is often irreversible. With every hour the pirated version remains online, potential revenue evaporates, undermining marketing campaigns, partnerships, and platform negotiations. Worse still, many of these leaked versions are not final cuts. In several instances, audiences consume unfinished versions, missing color grading, incomplete sound mixing, or placeholder visual effects. Viewers may not realize they are watching a rough cut, but they judge it nonetheless. The result? A distorted perception of the creative work, harming its artistic reputation and diminishing its value in both domestic and international markets. From an economic standpoint, this leakage doesn't just compromise box office returns. It can also deter streaming platforms and distributors who fear legal entanglements or reputational risks. From an artistic perspective, it robs the filmmaker of control over how and when their story is revealed to the world. In the digital age, when a film is leaked, the race between creators and the internet is already lost, and the loser is always the content owner. Reactive solutions, such as filing copyright complaints, issuing takedown notices, or seeking legal intervention are, at best, symbolic gestures. Despite all efforts, the latency of human response cannot match the velocity of digital distribution. A leaked link doesn't stay contained. It spreads through network effects, where a single source, once uploaded to Telegram, Discord, or pirate forums, quickly propagates across hundreds of channels. Each group becomes a distribution node, and within hours, the high-definition copy of your unreleased film is hosted across dozens of unauthorized streaming sites, mirror platforms, and backup links. The viral spread often outpaces even official marketing campaigns. Modern piracy is not driven by hobbyists, it's a sophisticated business model. Pirate websites are often monetized through malicious ads, affiliate links, crypto mining scripts, and user data harvesting. According to Muso's 2023 report, the global advertising economy surrounding pirated content generates hundreds of millions of dollars annually. In essence, your stolen creative work is being used to fuel an underground digital economy. Each unauthorized view not only robs you of revenue, but also contributes to the commercial success of entities profiting from intellectual property theft. If your file is not encrypted or individually watermarked, tracing the source of the leak becomes nearly impossible. Who leaked the film? A question that sounds simple becomes unanswerable if the same unprotected file was sent to multiple stakeholders. In complex production and promotion ecosystems, spanning directors, investors, post-production teams, media partners, each touchpoint represents a potential leak vector unless access is tightly controlled. Content leaks are no longer isolated incidents. In recent years, major productions in South Korea, Vietnam, India, and beyond have suffered from pre-release piracy. Films, web dramas, and even unaired TV episodes have surfaced illegally online. The root issue: as the digital content distribution chain becomes more complex, industry awareness of pre-release security hasn't evolved accordingly. Among filmmakers, there persists a dangerous misconception that content leaks result in only indirect damages, losses in prestige, momentum, or public perception. However, when placed under the lens of economic impact analysis, the picture becomes alarmingly concrete. Let us consider the average Vietnamese feature film, which typically involves an investment ranging from 30 to 50 billion VND, approximately 1.2 to 2 million USD. In this context, even a 10% drop in theater attendance due to early HD leaks translates to an immediate and measurable loss of 3 to 5 billion VND, a revenue shock equivalent to hundreds of thousands of dollars. But this is merely the tip of the iceberg. Beyond immediate revenue loss, the leak of a film, particularly in its pre-release phase, carries downstream consequences that affect nearly every dimension of a film's commercial lifecycle. Media and marketing disruption. Leaks often derail carefully orchestrated PR campaigns, forcing teams to shift from promotion to damage control. International marketability. Distributors in overseas markets or OTT platforms may decline to acquire a film once leaked. Versions circulate online, fearing licensing conflicts, loss of exclusivity, and potential reputational risk. Long-term brand erosion. For production companies, repeated leaks create a perception of operational vulnerability, potentially undermining investor confidence and partner trust in future projects. In the OTT economy, where content acquisition depends heavily on exclusivity, integrity, and compliance with intellectual property laws, a leak is not just a nuisance. It is often a non-starter. Streaming platforms, both global and regional, operate under strict anti-piracy protocols. A single leak can violate contractual conditions, nullify negotiations, and result in reputational blacklisting that affects not only the current title, but future submissions from the same studio. In an era where digital distribution accelerates both reach and risk, a reactive approach to content leakage is no longer viable. The fundamental shift lies in embracing prevention over damage control, securing the content not at the end of the pipeline, but at its very source. Pre-leak defense is not a single tool, but a comprehensive security architecture integrated during the earliest stages of content production. Rather than focusing on removing pirated copies after they surface, this model prevents unauthorized duplication or access in the first place, thus eliminating the possibility of leaks before they occur. Digital rights management, DRM. Every video file is encrypted at the point of export or sharing. Without a verified decryption key and user authorization, the file remains inaccessible. This ensures that even if the file is intercepted, it cannot be opened or viewed by unauthorized individuals. Personalized watermarking. Each copy of a film, whether intended for a director, investor, journalist, or distribution partner, is embedded with a unique, invisible watermark linked to the recipient's identity. These watermarks are tamper-proof and traceable, capable of pinpointing the leak's origin with forensic precision. It transforms every screener into an auditable object, shifting the psychological and legal burden of responsibility to each viewer. Access control and viewing permissions. Every file comes with tightly controlled permissions. Viewing is only allowed through authenticated accounts, often bound to specific devices, and with limitations on time, location, or number of views. Even if a recipient tries to duplicate or forward the file, the playback environment is securely gated. With these measures in place, a leak no longer ends in ambiguity. Instead of asking, "Who leaked this?" studios and legal teams can state, "This file was leaked from user X, at this time, from this device." This level of forensic traceability deters intentional leaks by creating personal accountability, supports legal enforcement with concrete digital evidence, improves internal trust between collaborators and departments, and most importantly, saves millions in potential loss from pre-release piracy. In the intricate ecosystem of film production, distribution, and promotion, each stakeholder plays a distinct and indispensable role. Yet, paradoxically, each link in this chain also represents a potential leak point. Without a robust security framework, even a single compromised screener can jeopardize an entire release strategy. By implementing pre-leak defense, each party involved is not only empowered to work confidently within secure boundaries, but also held accountable with precision. Director, producer, maintains full control over who has access to creative assets, protects the integrity of unfinished or experimental versions from premature exposure. Investors, safeguards projected revenue by preventing leaks that could derail release timelines and undercut box office or platform sales. Media PR partners, receives legitimate preview copies under controlled conditions, viewable but non-shareable, reducing legal and reputational risks. Broadcasters, OTT platforms, meets or exceeds international security compliance standards, making co-production and licensing negotiations smoother and more trustworthy. Each copy is encrypted, uniquely watermarked and traceable, eliminating ambiguous risk and replacing it with measurable responsibility. Security as legal leverage from speculation to evidence. A recurring frustration among filmmakers and producers is the inability to pursue legal action, even after suffering multi-million-dollar losses, due to a lack of clear, attributable evidence. Traditionally, when the same unprotected file is shared across multiple recipients, it becomes impossible to determine who leaked it. In contrast, pre-leak defense transforms every copy into a digital witness, equipped with personalized watermarking, invisible but traceable, access logs showing who viewed what, when, and where, encrypted playback that prevents unauthorized duplication or redistribution. In essence, this creates a CCTV-like system for digital content, ensuring not just deterrence, but precise forensic traceability. Legal teams are no longer forced to cast suspicion across entire crews. Instead, they are equipped with actionable, admissible evidence pointing to a specific individual and incident. This reframing of responsibility changes industry norms, from reactive blame to proactive accountability. Crucially, not all leaks originate from theaters or public screenings. Increasingly, content is compromised via internal previews, such as those sent to sponsors, reviewers, or partners, long before the official release. Thudo Multimedia's pre-leak defense is designed to secure not just files, but also streaming environments, with safeguards including stream-level encryption. Every stream is encoded uniquely per user session. Screen recording prevention, built-in detection and blocking of screen capture software. Account binding. Sessions cannot be relogged from another account or device. Unshareable streaming links. Links are one-time use, time-restricted, and device-specific. These layers of defense turn a passive viewing link into an active monitored session, closing the gap between convenience and control. In today's digital-first media landscape, the traditional perimeter-based security model, where internal users are inherently trusted, has become increasingly obsolete. In its place, the zero-trust architecture is rapidly emerging as the global gold standard, not just in cybersecurity, but also in the film and content production industry. At its core, zero trust operates on a deceptively simple principle. Never trust, always verify. This means that no user, device, or access request is considered safe, regardless of their location within the production ecosystem, until they have passed rigorous, context-aware validation. The filmmaking process is now a highly fragmented and digitally collaborative endeavor. Scripts are shared via cloud drives, rough cuts are exchanged through internal platforms, and previews are streamed to globally distributed stakeholders. Each touchpoint increases the surface area of risk. Under zero trust, several long-standing practices in film production are fundamentally redefined. Preview links become single-user artifacts instead of one link being shared across teams. Each reviewer receives a unique, device-locked streaming link with embedded restrictions on screen recording, downloadability, and playback windows. Build files are non-transferable rough cuts, master edits, or work-in-progress assets are encrypted per recipient. This ensures that even if the file is forwarded, it cannot be opened or viewed without proper authorization. Suspicious accounts are disabled proactively. Behavior analytics and anomaly detection play a key role. If a user logs in from an unrecognized IP or attempts unauthorized sharing, the system can automatically revoke access or flag the session for human review. While often perceived as a technical upgrade, zero trust is better understood as a strategic shift in mindset. It instills a culture where trust is earned, monitored, and revocable, a paradigm particularly crucial in creative industries, where a single leak can destroy months or years of work. Moreover, zero trust frameworks are complementary to legal protection. In the event of a breach, these systems generate granular logs and digital fingerprints that strengthen evidentiary chains, enabling rapid attribution and legal recourse. In the complex landscape of digital content security, not all solutions are created equal. While many vendors offer fragmented or off-the-shelf tools, only a handful possess the technical depth, industry specialization, and infrastructure scalability required to implement root-level security, especially for high-volume, high-resolution multimedia files with diverse versioning requirements. Thudo Multimedia brings over a decade and a half of embedded experience in the Vietnamese media and broadcasting sector. Unlike general-purpose technology firms, Thudo has worked directly with national broadcasters, independent filmmakers, and OTT platforms, gaining nuanced insights into the workflows and bottlenecks of film production, the security sensitivities unique to pre-release content, the local regulatory environment around content rights and digital IP, This background equips the team not only with technical fluency, but with contextual intelligence, a rare and invaluable asset in designing security architectures that are both effective and usable within real-world production pipelines. One of the defining technical differentiators is Thudo's proprietary digital rights management (DRM) engine, developed entirely in-house. Unlike many vendors who license third-party DRM libraries, Thudo's solution allows for full customization, tailor-made controls for different stakeholders, investors, editors, media partners, etc. Seamless integration with diverse content management systems, CMS, video editors, and post-production workflows. Rapid iteration, security features can be adapted on the fly without being bound by external SDK limitations. This autonomy over DRM infrastructure is essential when designing granular access control policies, personalized watermarking, and scalable encryption pipelines. In an era where a single film can generate dozens of localized versions, hundreds of screener copies, and thousands of preview streams, infrastructure is no longer a back-office concern. It's a core enabler of security. Thudo has invested heavily in building a robust distribution backbone capable of encrypting and deploying hundreds of unique file variants simultaneously, maintaining low latency even under high traffic conditions, ensuring delivery precision through automated logging, access control, and audit trails. This infrastructure allows security protocols to scale proactively rather than reactively, supporting the needs of both indie productions and enterprise-level studios. Technology alone does not secure creative work. What sets Thudo apart is its team of specialists who understand both the technological and creative dimensions of filmmaking. This dual fluency ensures that security measures, support rather than interrupt creative workflows, are designed with empathy for the user journey, from editor to marketing team to distribution partner, are aligned with industry standards and artistic integrity. In essence, working with Thudo means gaining a long-term partner, not just a vendor, a team that advocates for your content safety from storyboard to screen. In the high-stakes ecosystem of contemporary filmmaking, creative freedom and content security are not opposing forces. They are complementary pillars of sustainable artistic and commercial success. Directors, screenwriters, cinematographers, and producers deserve to focus fully on the art of storytelling, the nuances of performance, and the language of visual composition, not the invisible threats lurking behind every unauthorized share link, requiring creative professionals to manually oversee or enforce security protocols diverts cognitive resources from their core competencies. This misallocation of attention not only hampers innovation, but can lead to unintentional security oversights, particularly in fast-paced or collaborative environments. By automating protection mechanisms through personalized watermarking, access control, encryption, and activity logging, the burden of defense is shifted from human vigilance to technological enforcement, ensuring that security is always on, even when minds are fully immersed in the creative process. Security is not merely a reactive shield, it is a strategic asset. Integrating pre-leak defense early in the production workflow confers several tangible advantages. Risk mitigation reduces the probability of catastrophic leaks before release. Reputational integrity strengthens stakeholder confidence, investors, distributors, streaming platforms. Operational efficiency streamlines approval, preview, and distribution processes with traceability baked in. Revenue protection prevents unmonetized content exposure that can undercut box office or licensing deals. In an industry where the timing and perception of a release can make or break a project, proactive security is not optional, it is foundational for your next project. Much like a well-run set creates the conditions for spontaneous brilliance, a secure distribution framework creates the space for creative risk-taking. When artists and producers know their work is protected, down to each screener, draft, or review copy, they can move faster, collaborate more openly, and bring bold ideas to market with greater confidence. Let creativity soar without fear. Let protection be silent, seamless, and systemic. The sooner content protection is embedded into your production DNA, the more resilient your creative output becomes, both artistically and commercially. In today's volatile digital distribution environment, a single leak can undermine months, or even years, of creative labor, financial investment, and strategic planning. The release window has grown increasingly narrow, and audience attention is fleeting. One unauthorized file upload can erode not only potential box office returns, but also market credibility, platform partnerships, and global distribution prospects. As global media ecosystems shift towards security-first expectations, particularly from OTT platforms, investors, and regulatory boards, content creators can no longer afford to treat protection as an afterthought. The risk landscape demands proactive, embedded security measures from the earliest phases of production through to final distribution. This is where Thudu Multimedia's pre-leak defense system becomes indispensable. With our tailored approach to file-level encryption, personalized watermarking, and streaming authentication, we help you lock in control before the leak ever becomes a threat. Whether you are producing a theatrical release, a digital first series, or an international co-production, our solutions are designed to scale, adapt, and defend without disrupting creative workflows. Don't let a preventable breach undo your work. Secure your release before it starts. Let Thudu Multimedia help you transform content protection from a vulnerability into a competitive edge.